What's up, Sugar Creek students? John here. It is already day 3 of the 28-day prayer challenge. You can do it. Just keep going. During college, I was a part of a really small program of about 40 or 50 students. And so a lot of these students became my really good friends very, very quickly. But even though we got really close really quick, my freshman year, I was still going to church all by myself every Sunday. You see, I was the only Christian in my program, and so every Sunday I would sit in church and just sort of stare at this empty row of about 10 to 12 chairs next to me. And one Sunday, I'm sitting there and I'm staring at this empty row when I feel God place a thought in my mind. And it was really small and it was really simple. He just said, "John, fill the row." And it became so clear in that moment that God was calling me to invite my friends from school to come and join me at church. And so I started praying every day that God would fill the row. And I started sending out a text every Saturday night to every person in my program, inviting them to come and join me at church the next morning. And I'll be totally honest with you, the first couple weeks, nobody came. In fact, I'm pretty sure the majority of my classmates blocked me in their phones. But for some reason, God just wouldn't let me let this go. And so I kept praying and I kept texting. And slowly but surely, over time, people started joining me. And by the time my senior year rolled around, not only did we fill an entire row, but we had an entire section all to ourselves. And even today, even though I graduated many years ago, there are still students from that school who go and sit together at that church every single week. In The Circle Maker, Mark Batterson talks about the difference between good ideas and God ideas, and how one God idea is better than 1,000 good ideas. Now, inviting one friend to church with you is a good idea. But asking God to fill an entire row, that's a God idea. And to be honest, I felt really awkward most of the time when I was sending out those texts on Saturday night because I didn't want to be annoying. I didn't want to be pushy towards my friends. But it was clear in that moment that God's plan was more important than my feelings. And when God puts a God idea on your heart, not only do you have to act on it, but you have to pray circles around it as well. And so I wonder what God ideas you've had recently. Maybe like me, it's to pray that God would fill a row next to you at church, or that God would fill the seats in your car every Sunday with friends who haven't been to church yet. Maybe it's to start a Bible study or a prayer meeting before school once a week, or maybe to host an event to help those in your community or around the world who are less fortunate than you. Whatever it is, you will know if it's a God idea, because it will be something that you know you can't accomplish on your own, and you certainly can't accomplish without prayer. And so I'm praying for you this week. I'm praying that God would not only give you good ideas, but that He would give you a God idea with the power to change history. Karate chop!